Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. And if you're my previous subscribers, welcome my baby dinosaurs. So for today's video, this is being recorded March 2nd, 2021 at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so welcome. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. Today is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. We normally have the questions along the screen so you guys can keep along. Today, I feel like I should just ask my guys and they're going to guide us through this video. It's going to be short, so I do hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and to subscribe. And so let's just jump right into it. All right, so this is just for disclaimers. All information I give during this reading is simply my intuition, my understanding, and a download of information from the higher power. Please keep in mind that this is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. All right, so now in terms of the notification, we're going to talk about that as well. A lot of you guys have struggled and stuff like that as well, so definitely. For those of you guys who talked about my channel, future comment your beautiful things, I will be making a dedication video to you guys as well. So it's going to take me a little bit to make that, but definitely stay tuned for that as well. I do love you guys, and you all know that. So this is what somebody said. It talked about the notification issue. It's only going to be a minute, and then we'll jump into the reading, okay? So definitely stay put. It is, the guy said it's possible that they are actually not actually subscribed to the channel, but are confused by, quote, recommending video notifications, or the bell icon setting is set to personalized rather than all notifications. If they unsubscribe and resubscribe, it will also be possible that the greater YouTube notification settings are set to, quote, none for channel notifications that they aren't logged in. So if you're not logged in, this may be part of the reason why you might not be getting notification. And he also said another reason could be that the device level notification settings are overriding their YouTube settings. So definitely check all these options out, see what resonates. Maybe there's something there for you. But yeah. So we're gonna take that off your screen. So we're gonna jump into the main portion of today's video. A lot of you guys have been wondering what this deck is. This is United States Tarot deck that I will be using. Lovely lady, love her to death. Check out my Celestial Talk show. You'll be able to find information if you do want to buy the deck if you're interested in that. So for today's video, my guy told me this was the deck of the card to use for the video. So this is the signifier of today's reading. So there's that. We're going to do a little bit different as well. Let me know if you do like this setup as well. All right, so spirits and angels tell me about today. What is it that we need to know in terms of the state of the nation? What is the state of the nation today? United States specifically. The United States of America. What do we need to know about the state of the nation? Okay, got cross. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know about the state of the United States? Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. This is exactly what it is. So what I did in the state of the nation is talking about an overall broad view, right? So what we're getting here now, this could be at any time period, but it's taking the path of the United States right now. This is a predictor. So this is normally my unpredictable card, right? However, it's upright. It tells me this is predictor. So right now it's set in stone more so. It's like following its divine path. So whatever path and option that it chooses, it's to follow in that path. Doesn't mean it's divine, but that's the path it's currently headed in. So that's the card that falls underneath this card, right? What we have here as well is we have the challenge. So the challenge is wisdom, being able to overcome, being able to bring progressive ideas to the United States is in the past. So those are for long gone, right? So a lot of those for progressive ideals of the United States specifically have a lot to do with the Constitution, ideals of the Constitution when it's in the past. So things in the Constitution ain't going to change moving forward. We do have here one of the big problems that we as a collective are going to struggle the most in terms of the state of the nation is stealing money from the poor people, the people who really deserve it. Excuse me. The people who really deserve it, they need justice, right? But giving it to the rich. Instead, this is government, this is the people, and this is the rich people, the 1%. That's the challenge to the United States, and that's what it's currently undergoing. Now, this may take 5 years. However, it does feel like there's something with a 5 here that might be pretty significant. This is also, oh, actually, this is a 6. So it could be 6 years, it could be something with 6 here, right? We have 3 people with a 6, that's 9. So there is something pretty significant. We have 4 coins here and 2. So again, 6, 6, 6. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know how to respond to that, but if you take the angel number of it, it does have a different interpretation rather than its original meaning in terms of the biblical meaning. But it does feel like as if there's something with 6, 6, and 6. We do have here as well, we have the Knight of Swords. This is Biden, and he's going to the back. So he's in the path. Biden wants to bring this progressive America into the future, right? So let's see what else the guys have to say about this. So Spirits and Angels will tell me, what else do we need to know about the state of the United States? What other messages that you would like to tell us about? Okay, so we have this card here. We have too many cards up, right? All right. Interesting. So what we have here on the right, which we have the strength of the economy, right? However, it's also telling me that since the fact that it goes under here, it tells me this is all about Russian influence, right? Now, normally this is like Arnold Schwarzenegger with the 2 pentacles, right? As you can clearly see, but it also has the bear, and the bear normally signifies like Russia, right? But this is California also has a lot of bears, right? However, in this case, I'm seeing it as Russian influence. That's where the money coming from, the Russian influence, the ties within that. We have here under here is that Biden is no Bill Clinton, right? So he is no Bill. We all can tell that, right? No Monica Lewinsky. I'm kidding. That's a joke. Don't take that too offensively. But we do have here as well is that he's not going to be as much of a target. And the thing is with Biden that he doesn't have that ego. The ego, the collective, the ability to be able to have both the right and the left on their side equally. But Bill Clinton was more like the moderate type president. Even though Joe Biden is moderate, he doesn't have the support that Bill Clinton once did. At least in terms of people being able to vote. If you look at the map compared to the 2020 election, it's completely different. We have here in the past, again, this is also talking about the swing states, right? The Trump supporters didn't come out to vote. However, this is a warning, right? They're walking off the cliff. This is the fool card, right? We have the Trumpers with the dog and the polling place. It's a warning sign that voter suppression is undergoing, right? The 2020 election was a sign of voter suppression. We were able to see it in full force. However, it didn't quite happen the way that it was supposed to happen. And so, therefore, what I'm getting here from the card specifically is that we're trying to hold back. The country's trying to push back against these voter suppression, stopping these people from voting. And I'm also getting the sense that there's more and more people coming out and starting to listen to the conspiracy theories. They're starting to embed themselves into it. And that's what's really more dangerous about this particular state of the nation as of right now, is that us as a collective and as an economy, that a lot of people are not thinking with their head anymore. They're thinking by what they're being told, but yet it's not really their own thoughts. And so that's what really concerns me here as well. Again, we do have here Russian influence from another country, perhaps Middle East as well. This doesn't necessarily need to be like talking about like, Biden specifically, but it is about Biden. However, it's telling me the state of our nation currently at its path that we're undergoing. What else do we need to know in terms of the state of the nation, Spirits and Angels? What else do we need to know? Okay. Is there anything else that we need to know, Spirits and Angels? Okay. It's kind of funny how like it always turns on the side on the left and the right. At least sometimes. We do have here as well as we do have what's it called? We have a lot. There's a lot of evidence. Right now, the economy, there's a lot of money that we can give to people. The question is, will they be able to give it? Just talking about the stimulus check. People be able to survive. We're talking about, the roaring 20s. Right after we come out of the pandemic, we may experience the roaring 20s. And I told a lot of my clients before, don't be too much into it. The roaring 20s doesn't necessarily mean that it's a great time to spend your money. It's a great time to keep the money, because if history tells us correctly, a Great Depression followed 10 years later from that Pacific Avenue, right? And we have here as well as we have these two cards, right? We have there's going to be a new leader in government. There's going to be a new leader in government. I've seen like AOC type government, so she'll be leading the way. She's going to be the new Democratic leader. Potentially, she may be the new House leader. We may have a brand new leader very soon leading the Democratic Party. That may mean that Nancy Pelosi stepped down in some particular fashion. And we do have here the government is the head of the organization, meaning that, this is the executive, and this is both the Senate and the House, right? The trifecta here. And so it's kind of interesting to see how this will play out. Yeah, so there is going to be a woman. There's going to be a woman very soon in power. Potentially could be Kamala Harris. Now, this could be talking about anything in any form, right? Yeah, so Biden leaves, right? You can see he's leaving, and now she takes the throne. So you can kind of clearly see that. And when I look at it, it's different. But if I lay it down here, you can kind of see Biden runs away and Kamala takes the throne. So it does feel like as if we're all going to have a brand new leader potentially very soon. So that's interesting to say the least. What else does my guys have to say for this? Well, now, it's a little bit different of the video that you guys are used to, and I just kind of want my guys to kind of leave me to information that you may need to hear. So what else do we need to know about the state of the United States? What else do we need to know? Okay. And we're talking about Trump here, so this is interesting. This is the Republican Party. What else? Okay. So we have 3 cards, and what else do we need? Okay, you told me not yet. All right, so we have here as well as we have all you guys know that this is Mike Pence, right? So we're talking about Mike Pence here, and he's talking about the conservative avenue, the one that stood up to Trump. Well, let's be real here, they really didn't stood up to him. They just did it because there's no repercussion to follow, because a lot of them are either retiring, a lot of them are okay with a primary, and stuff like that. We do have here the King of Wands here. We have on the left, Trump lost the popular vote by 7 million, right? And he is the Electoral College loser and the popular vote loser. However, he's hoping for a victory in the future, right? He's leading something in the future. What we have here is he wants to reform the party in his own image. He wants to make it appear that they're not holding back. So they're going to start taking progressive ideals from the Democrats and say, well, it's not socialist if the Republicans do it, right? And so, they're saying, oh, well, we never sold money. Like, they're almost like trying to change the image of the GOP, the Conservative Party. Now, this could just be the image of a broken GOP, a new party that rises up potentially as well. So this is what they could be talking about. And we do have here as well as we have, Washington Electoral College, Washington the system, Washington, the United States as it undergoes this destruction, this upheaval, right? Pluto returns in America's birth chart in astrology. So what else do we need to know about the spirits and angels? Tell me. And the last time Pluto has been in the United States astrology chart has been since 1776. That was the Revolutionary War, and it just saw 1313. So, that could be an angel number. Again, we have Bernie Sanders. Interesting. All right. So we have here. Oh. Okay. All right. Again, makes sense. All right. So what we have here is that the devil is dethroned, right? A lot of you guys know this is my trump card normally in the regular original tarot deck, right? But here we have C. Bannon, but it's reversed. And look what's in the background, right? The white supremacy. We have the White House, right? Deceiver. Look at that word. I didn't notice that before. And if you guys notice and you look at the moon right now, the moon is actually orange. And it's reversed. So it's a symbol of something from the past, right? We have here as well. Oh, there's a crown here that I'm seeing. Oh no, it looks like a crown, but it's a bullfrog on a skull. If you can see it. What we have here as well, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So, the United States is going to start building up its infrastructure in the future, right? So if you're worried about the infrastructure is going to be built. What we have here as well, we have the reverse Prince of Cups. What's telling me that there's something going to be brewing in Arizona or something along the southern border that we're not aware of yet. And it's going to be an uproar. There's going to be some sort of riots, potentially someone new, a leader, potentially someone coming from there, but they're not going to have a heart on their sleeve. Potentially a political leader. There's going to be something there within the south, the southern border of the United States. And it's not going to be any Ted Kennedy, which basically tells me, I think this is Robert Kennedy. I could be wrong. But you guys know who he is. right? But it's the verse, which tells me that this person is not going to have the passion of doing it out of something else. So just be very wary of this particular character. We do have here, Bernie Sanders is going to be doing very well in terms of the healthcare system and the healthcare sector. So he is going to be leading the way in terms of progressive ideas, even even after he transitioned over into a new life and transitioned from beyond our reality and realm. We do have here, he is the one leading the beacon of the United States from darkness into the light. And we do have here as well, what kind of bird is that? That's some bird. It's like a pigeon. He's sending a message. Oh my God, Bernie Sanders is sending a message. So definitely note that. And he is bare feet, which tells me that the person that he tells you that he is authentic. You kind of can't see it right now, but he's bare and tells me that he's authentic. And he's going to be helping specifically very well with the healthcare system and the healthcare crisis. So this could be very well talking about, the United States undergoing a submitted change with the COVID-19 pandemic and everything else that it's gonna pursue. Now, what all this happened, I don't know. But it is pretty significant to say the least how this is gonna play out. So, spirits and angels, what else would you like to tell us today? Okay, so I heard from my guys, I can hear from my right ear. That's where they put messages. They told me that the United States is undergoing a change, right? And so there will be a couple natural disasters that's gonna change and alter the way United States used to work. Is that the correct message? Okay, thank you. They did good. They told me I did a good job. All right. Can I ask any more questions? I think we're good for today's video. Okay, they told me to ask one more question, so let's just see whatever comes to mind. All right, spirits and answers. What else do we need to know about today? About the state of the United States, the state of the United States in 2021. Can you give me like an outlook of what the year might look like? Is that the possibility? Okay, so I heard of tons of riots. Okay. Will it be like riots for like Black Lives Matter? Will it be Blue Lives Matter? What kind of riots will this be? Okay, they tell me women's riot. Okay. It's just like women who are like showing on conspirators. It is women's rights. What is that? Okay, so they're telling me something with women's rights and those people who are women who are in part of like the anti-vaxxers and people who are like in the QAnon conspiracies and stuff like that. Not saying if you are anti-vax, not saying that you are part of Q, but those who are really hell bent, the Karens and stuff like that. It does feel like a lot of those are gonna be clashing like with one another. It's almost gonna be like the women version of Proud Boys. What else do we need to know about those? Okay, so I heard it's gonna be the year of the feminine party, whatever that particularly may mean. Okay, so they're telling me that more women be elected this year than any other time in political history. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay, so they told me now to just read the cards. All right. They're pretty aggressive. All right. Let's see. What else do they have done? Okay, right. Okay, so it does feel like it's the power of the women. We're in the women era right now, right? We have here Biden and Kamala Harris are in charge, right? They're in power right now. But if you notice, Biden is down and the woman is high, which tells me Kamala is in power in the future. Now, this is talking about in the future, but when this reading is supposed to take place, she's in office and Biden steps down. We have here again in the future, in the present moment, when this reading is supposed to apparently happen, there will be a woman, right? It's going to be a lot about women, feminine energy, the feminine, it feels like just that. It's going to be a lot about education. So this person can be very knowledgeable. People are going to be believing things, but you also, a lot of people are going to be using their faith as a particular mean of like using the freedom of religion, but in a way to oppress others. Best put. And so there is something here with 7-7, and I don't know what this means, but it says basin, and I feel like that might be significant. Maybe like potentially someone hides in the basement. Maybe that might be a part of a name. It might be someone's name. It could be with a location of something. Or potentially as well. We do have here, there will be natural disasters, like a lot of natural disasters. And people kind of get into the idea of like, okay, so I can't be voting based on party, but I need to vote based on what I think is best for my country. And we do have here Democrat, Republican, third party. And this is what it's going to be like vote, vote, vote. So they're talking about, in the future, that it's going to be national. It's going to be a national process. More people are going to come out to vote because they're going to realize that they can't always trust the government and know the truth, full truth. And so because of that, it's going to be very harmful about Trump and presidency. And it's going to be very detrimental. We're talking about the masculine energy is here as well. It's telling me it's all about deceiving people. And everything that went on, it's going to change the United States as a whole. What else do we need to know, Spirit Angels, about this particular reading? What else do we need to know? Okay, so I heard the Proud Boys are going to clash with women as well. So there might become an anti-sex group, basically. We do have here as well, but it's time when the COVID's going to be over. So the pandemic's going to be over. Like, you see a little mask here, a little virus. It's over by this point. And there's going to be mass confusion about what's happening. You still won't be able to travel freely. However, communication is going to be very diverse. You're going to have a lot of communication from a lot of resources, particularly a lot of information. However, what's going to be really hard is distorting whether the information is informative or is it false or true. I do have here, it's going to bring the downfall of the United States, and it's going to take one person to do just that. However, the person going to come in and it's the person divine. It's not going to happen soon, but when it happens, you'll be very thankful and grateful for this particular candidate or person. They have the key to the balance of the United States, and it's going to be a woman. However, a lot of people won't be joyful and happy because this person is not yet born. So it feels like as if this person is supposed to come in is not yet born. However, this person is going to be specifically helping the United States, and that she had the key to helping the United States and fix the key at everything else that the United States has. It feels like she is the one who fixed and anoints the United States. So let me know what you guys think about this particular video in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content such as this. I hope you kind of like this video. I kind of just let my guys take me wherever and just feel like whatever I should ask. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, I'm going live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the natural disasters that's going to potentially take place. So definitely check in. It's not just about California. It's nationwide and worldwide as well. And so definitely tune in for that. I love you, and have a good night. Bye.